Welcome back to Etc. Podcast. I'm your host, Victor, along with my co-host, Mark. How you doing today, sir? Oh, these are lower than usual. I'm just going to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
I'm like here, like this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo.
I can't do that for the whole episode. So how are you guys doing today? How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing swell.
It's a new day. It's a new year.
Yep.
Haven't seen you since last year. Somebody did that to me at work, and I was like, come on, dude. What are we doing?
No matter how long,
no
matter how old we get, someone's going to pull the joke out.
I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this today because it's too low for me. You feel free to hold that podium or whatever it's called as long as you want. But I feel better with the. I'm not gonna say that. Pause. I said that before I made it a pause.
I know.
Yeah. How are you, Mark? What's new? What's going on? How are you feeling? Brief recap before we get into this.
Yeah, nothing much. Christmas went by. Oh, that was good.
I almost choked.
It's okay. Pause. So no. Yeah, Christmas went by. It was a great day. Christmas Eve, spent time with the family. We're playing some board games, and watching some movies. And then Christmas Day, I went to the Eagles game.
Yeah. Was that like a Christmas gift or was that always planned beforehand?
So it wasn't planned. What had happened was it was my cousins that gave it to me and my brother. I think they were, at least from what I know, I think they were going to go, but one of my cousins wasn't feeling well. So he ended up not wanting to go. So I'm guessing that's just kind of why they were like, oh, let's just give it to them. So then we ended up getting the tickets, and yeah, it was a vibe. I mean, there were nosebleeds, but just being there, I thought it was just like a great time. Like I've been
Christmas
lower
Day.
before. Yeah, I was like, bro, I'm here. Like it's cool. Wasn't it was obviously pretty cold, but wasn't that bad.
No, it was, for it to be December, it was pretty warm.
It was a pretty good game, as long as you had like 2 layers and whatnot. The only thing, like, my hands were freezing, but I'm not a guy who wears gloves. That's just how I am. But yeah, other than that, it was good. We won.
Those are for boosies.
Yeah, right. That's how I feel. But yeah, we won, thankfully.
Yeah,
it's a little stressed, but again, that's the Eagles. We can't just get a blowout game. But yeah, we won, and overall it was good. There was one funny thing that happened though, and it was when I arrived there. So when we got there, as we were going in, like we got to the level we were as far as where our seats were, and as we were headed towards our seats, people that were waiting in line to get food, it was Eagles fans. There was a guy who was a Giants fan who was wearing wearing blue or whatever. He was walking by, and then somebody was like, "Hey, yo," he was like, I think he was just like, F you, because he was wearing the Giants jersey. And the guy stopped, turned around. He was like, hey, man. He's like, if you want to say F the Giants, go ahead and say F the Giants, but don't disrespect me. Don't say F me. And I was just like, okay, I mean, you kind of got a point. You don't got to say F me. And then he like walked, everybody was like, all right. And then he was walking away. And then one guy was like, F you and the Giants. And I looked back and I saw, and he turned around, and I was like, yo.
That's the perfect response though. I'm glad he said that.
Oh man. I was like, yo. I was like, you can't, bro. You can't win, bro. You can't ask that of an Eagles fan. Like, no matter what team you were, it didn't matter.
That was a dumb response though.
Yeah.
Like to him to be like, okay, man. Like, bro, you're a Giant. Like, you're a New York Giant. You're supposed to be from, I'm assuming, from New York. Like, you get it. You should at least understand. Like, it's not that serious.
It's kind of your fault. You're a Giants fan.
And you came here you came here looking for that.
Exactly.
Like, you know what it is.
Knowing the team we are, like, yeah, you kind of like, with our streak, I mean, of course, yeah, we got some fumbled losses, but like, come on, you kind of ran into it. But yeah, other than that, that was like the highlight. There was some funny stuff that was going on. There was like this famous like baby that was wearing like an Eagles.
I know. I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah,
everybody been
bro.
They put it on the TV.
Yeah, they put it on TV, and everybody was just like, everybody was screaming, just like this, just flying. Like, yo. Then they put him down. And then they went back to him, and it was like, and I'm like, yo. That's the real MVP.
Those are the best though, because they do that at a lot of games. Where, like, there would just be one kid where everybody's like, yeah, like let's hype this kid up, and then they show somebody else like, boo, and they goes back like,
yeah, bro. It happens so many times. I'm like, yeah, this is fun. But, yeah, good time, good vibes. Yeah, overall good day. So yeah, how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was chill. I actually worked Christmas, but I worked from home. So yeah, just gave out the gifts, had a good fun time, ate some foods, watched the game and stuff, and worked from home. So it was pretty calm. Usually what I always do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. Gave out everybody gifts. Everybody was happy. The funny part though that happened during all this is like we were in the midst of like passing gifts. We're like, oh, like, you get a turn. Like, this person gives this person gift and all that stuff. We were like about halfway through it, and Zoe got gifts first. Okay,
Awesome.
we gave her
She
toys
deserves
first,
it.
so she could be distracted while we all do our own thing. So she was locked in. She was playing with her toys for like an hour, 2 hours. We're in the middle of our gift giving, halfway through, and she just like, as we're all like in a circle, just like, oh, like here's your gift, and like look at what you got. She walks into the middle and just squats and pisses in front of all of us. We're all panicking because there's still presents. They were like, no, don't let it touch the presents. And we
Oh
had to clean
my
it up and shit. We're
goodness.
like, oh, you're such an asshole. Like we let you out and everything.
Oh my goodness.
And
This
you-
girl.
And we wouldn't have noticed if my sister didn't say anything because we were like, I was handing gifts, picking up like wrapping paper that was on the floor. And my sister's like, is Zoe pooping? And then you just see this puddle just clear out from underneath her. And I'm like, yo, this is out of pocket. She
This
just had
girl,
to make it
bro.
about her.
Yep. You know, she was like, hey, look, guys, it's Christmas. You know, y'all not going to keep me distracted. I knew what y'all were doing.
Yeah. And she still could, like, she had so much energy that day. I guess she was because she's overwhelmed with like the toys that she got. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it was a good day. But it's the new year now. For us, it's technically not. We're in the middle of recording it before the new year comes, but I think it's
Yes.
going to be January 2nd by this point. So we'll be in 2024, which is a leap year, which I didn't realize until like a couple of days ago. Election
So,
year.
What does that mean? Like, as far
Extra
as
day in
an extra
February.
day? Okay, I didn't know if that meant like it was.
We
less-
skip a year.
or- no, not that we skip. Yo,
Clocks-
imagine.
clocks go back 5
imagine
hours.
2025. And then we just skip it.
That's what a leap year.
Yeah, we just go until one more year. No, for some reason I thought that meant it stayed the same, or I don't know.
You're like, does the sun set sooner? Is it-
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Because I'm like, I'm not sure. I always be forgetting. They always add some stuff, you know.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah, it's a new year. Something that I always like to bring up and recap for the year is how we did as like a channel, because we've been doing this for a hot minute, and it's
Yeah,
great to
yeah.
highlight the progress and appreciate y'all for the support that y'all have given us.
Of course.
So I took the liberty of screenshotting our numbers from last year and this year and our all-time numbers. So we just get a little rundown, and I want you to guess. So Mark, in 2022, year of our Lord and Savior, our videos got a total of 235,000 views, which is a big deal for us. We multiplied our views by like 100 times.
Yeah.
because we were doing close to nothing. Yeah, so 235,000 views and then 288 new subscribers. Do you want to guess how many views we got and subscribers we got in this year of our Lord and Savior, 2023?
We did talk about it.
Yeah, but that's
Sorry.
all time. So
All
that doesn't,
time?
that
Okay,
doesn't mean how
okay,
much
okay.
we got in that year.
So say the views again.
For last year,
Yeah.
235,000 views and then 288 subscribers.
Sorry, the video.
It still haunts you. You
Yeah,
saw
it does, bro.
You saw the troopers, and you're like, fuck out of here.
Bro, I can't. Say it one more time. You said 200.
235,000 views, 288 subscribers.
So as far as views, I would say we got. I would say we got around like 400.
1,000?
But you said 238,000, right?
35.
35,000, right? So no, definitely not 4,000. That's too low.
Okay.
4,000 is way too low, right?
Well, you said 400,000, not 4,000.
Well, yeah, 400,000.
Yeah, you kept saying 4,000 just now.
Well, I was gonna fit it, but I was saying 4, and then you said 1,000, and then I didn't like finish
Oh,
it. So that's why I was,
400,000 was your
yeah,
guess.
yeah. 400,000.
But you
I
want
would
to change
say,
it.
Yeah, I would say like around there. I wouldn't know how to say the exact estimate as far as like 435 or 425, but I would say around like 4,000.
And then subscribers?
And as far as subscribers, we had 200 and something, right?
We gained 288.
288. So I would say within this year, because I feel like it's been a pretty good year, I would say we got 300.
300 subs?
Yeah,
All right.
300.
So for the year of 2023, in total, we got 745,000 views.
Wow, way off. I'm glad I'm way off. I think that's good.
Yeah, and then I didn't get the exact number because it's like rounded, but
Mm.
we got more than 1,000 followers in the past
Awesome.
year.
That's a great.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So literally tripled or quadrupled our
Yep.
subscriber count and tripled our view count,
Let's
in
go,
a year.
guys. This is all because of you.
which only means that we're gonna further do better in the coming
Exactly.
year, which makes it so much more exciting because we went from one year doing only 20,000 views in 2021 Then
Yeah.
with 235,000 the next
Yeah.
year, and then we did 745, and that's just because I screenshotted it 2 days early. I did that on December 29th, so there's still some days to get more views in this year and more
Run
subscribers.
them up.
We're already on our way to 1,800 subs
Let's
in
do it.
total, but our all-time, or we are at 1,800. So yeah, we're gonna be like on our way to 1,900. So we got more than 1 million views total, 1,447,000 in total, and then 1.8 thousand subscribers, which is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Which only means we're gonna do better the following year, which means it's like, yo, we're gonna crush 1 million views in a single year.
Hey man,
Probably
I'm looking forward to it. That's what I
Maybe-
want.
Maybe 10,000 subscribers in the next year.
But that's what I want,
Who
bro.
knows?
Of course, it won't happen like day of, or maybe not even a week, or probably a month.
YouTube's not that kind of platform. That's all. I mean, it is
Yeah.
for some people. Like
That's what I'm
sometimes-
saying. Like, you got those people who they drop a video literally within 30 minutes, it's a mil. You know,
Yeah.
or probably even less. So that's what I would say. Like, that is like a goal I feel like I would want to get to that type of. Of course, I don't care for fame. I'll let you guys know that we do this because we love it. But from being somebody who creates something to get to that
It's just the recognition.
to get
Yeah.
to that recognition point, you're like, wow, like within this amount of time, like I was, because then you think about it too, like when you start off from somewhere where we only get like a couple like views, you know,
5,
from here
10,
and there,
whatever.
you know what I'm saying? And to then post a video and expect, okay, that's what you just normally are expecting to get. But then one day you like do that and then you just see like a mil and you're just like, what? Like, like, hold on, let me refresh. I think they got the wrong channel. Like,
That's how I
But-
felt with the Selena Spooky Boo video, like all those years ago, and it was
you're
like,
like,
why this one? That's the thing that
Why?
confuses me too. Is like, why this one? Like
Yeah.
that one, this one did very well.
Yeah.
But it's for good reason, because that video stressed us the fuck out. That took like 10 tries.
It did.
Not even 10, like 10 different sessions
Yeah.
to get that done.
10 times we had to say, hey, like, do you
wanna
want
try this
to?
again?
Do you
Yeah.
want to? Like, we don't have to. Like, we got a video, but let's
At
just
le-
try it.
And definitely 100 times we tried to play this map
Yes.
easily. I still have nightmares of it.
Yeah.
But
Watch
yeah.
those Riff Rockets. That's all I
Yeah,
hear
it's just in my
myself.
ears. Ah. But yeah, so it's always exciting to see the recognition and stuff. And the best part as well is with the shorts that we've been posting, it just allowed us to get to new faces all the time, which is a big contributor of like the numbers that we've seen. Is also the comments as well. It's like very rare that we ever get a negative comment. I feel like 9 out of the 10 comments we receive, they're always very nice and uplifting. So it's awesome. The negative ones, I always like to just fuck with them a little bit, because it's like, why are you this upset?
Yeah.
Like, why are you this bitter?
Yeah.
But yeah,
all
like
things,
to
yeah.
have complete strangers from all over the world comment to us and be like, yo, like I can see how much fun you guys have, and like it's infectious, and like it makes me want to see it more. And just they're saying like, keep going, like you guys are gonna make it if you just keep at it. Like
Yeah.
from complete
Consistency,
strangers,
yeah.
like that is insane to me, because it's obviously like, you know, when you hear from your friends, it's like, do you really mean that, or are you just being a supportive friend? But when a complete stranger that has no ties to you tells you like, yo, you have something here, that like immediately puts a battery in my back and like recharges me to be like, all right, like let's keep going. Especially the days where it's like, damn, like every time we work on these videos every week, and then it does like okay numbers, but it's like, I know in comparison to, and I know it's bad to compare, but in comparison in terms of quality of what other people put out, it's like we're not that far off,
Yeah,
if anything.
definitely.
So it's like, it's just an algorithm thing. It's just a luck
Yeah,
thing
you just kind of have to get lucky. You got to keep doing it.
until one of them sticks, and then we just
Yeah.
ride that wave and keep
Mhm.
going with it.
'Cause once
So-
you get noticed, you get noticed.
Yeah.
And after that, it's more so just making sure you put the content out, because if you get noticed but then do nothing with it, that's what we call, 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's a lot of people out there who do that, So we
What's-
don't do it though.
What's one goal that you want to do for ETC for next year? It doesn't have to be like a number, just like something that either content wise or anything like that you want to make sure we knock out in the next year, or number wise if you have a number in your head.
Definitely, I want to do. Like, I know we talked about it a little bit. We want to do reactions for sure again, but I definitely want to do in general. It would depend. It would depend on the game, but I realized for a lot of the times when we play stuff, I wanted to do a lot of more like face cam stuff.
Yeah,
to
we
add
should.
face
Well, I feel
cam.
like we should make that a thing for next year. Like,
Yeah.
make it, if it's appropriate, make it a thing to put it
Yeah,
in there.
exactly. Because sometimes you don't really need to see.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's not always stuff that happens on the screen that we need to. This
This
would've
needed
been-
face
yeah,
cam.
This would have definitely like
Brett
yeah.
and Fred,
Yeah, you know, it's
Lethal
all
Company.
right. Lethal, yeah. You see, like stuff like that. Like I could tell, like, okay, yeah, we can add some face cam to that.
GTA.
GTA, yo, I'm telling you, that video I sent you. I have it purposely, and I'm never deleting it off my PC, just because sometimes I go back to it and I see it there, and I said, I was like, I think
I need to laugh.
Yo, it happened so fast. Like that's why I cracked up about it.
Even now when I watch it back, I'm like, yo, that cop car low key did come out of nowhere.
Yo,
But now that I watch it, I see it.
I saw that it was there, but the way it pulled out like was like so random. It was like, yo, I'm waiting.
I'm parking. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, I'm parking and I'm here. But yeah, but I definitely want to add kind of more like, I guess I would say a face cam aspect to some of our videos, just to be able to give it a little bit more feel, because although like when you play games, a lot of the times you don't want a lot of stuff in the way. You know, you just want to watch what somebody's playing. But to just hear our voices, I feel like it's good. But then to get that facial expression,
because
I feel
sometimes
like
it's
it
just
shows,
like,
yeah.
and it gets our faces out there, familiar faces, like especially for our shorts and stuff. It's like, all right, if they see our face, like, oh, like I like these guys.
Exactly. And you see a lot of it too. People out here will know. You see that stuff on TikTok too. You know, people have their face on there. People know, you know, face is like always, I feel like a key to it. You know, some people have gotten away with it not doing that, you know, and it's just because
their voice or their signature
their
or like
voice
what's
or-
those things that Twitch VTuber Johns, like some people have that.
So it really all depends, but definitely I feel like we're gonna kick some of that out.
Yeah. So reactions and face cam.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like that. Me, I would say, at least for like this stuff in particular, in general with the podcast as well, but more importantly with the gaming stuff that we put the Thursday videos, I would like to find or build, or even if it's just our friends or whoever it may be, or like work with other content creators that make video game stuff and kind of collab and do more stuff with that. Because like for the example, like Lethal Company, the mods, where it's like, oh, you have like 18 people. Like if we could hit up other people that also make content to do that with us, because it would just be the same vibe. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
And just being able to have, because you know, you see like other groups out there, like the Vanos groups or like Smitty's group or all those guys. They all have their people that they record with, and it's almost strange that you don't see them together.
Yeah.
So it's like I would like to do that, so we could play with more people and play more party games where it makes more sense, because there's some games where you just need a bigger group.
Yeah, of course.
And then it allows them to get introduced to our audience and us to get introduced to theirs. I love how we're both kind of distracted over here when we should be looking over here.
I'm like, this man got an Olympia. I was just kind of cracking up. I'm like, this man got desperate.
Fighting for my life.
He got desperate, picked up a shotgun. But no, I completely agree. Like, I definitely feel the same way sometimes. Like we play certain games, like even this, like it's just us two, but we could literally get two more other people to play with us sometimes. And I feel like I've mentioned it to some of like our friends and stuff like that. Like, yo, like it'd just be awesome to just kind of get a game or just be able to get this game and play with them, because it just gives another feel for it. Like, don't get me wrong, I know you guys love our voices. Like, come on, like, but
different dynamics,
different dynamic, different, you know, people talking, opinions on stuff, because we could just be chatting it up too while we're playing and just talk about random stuff. So I always feel like that's always nice to have. And I was just literally, went to my brother's room and he was playing the game, but he had Lethal Company on and he didn't know what the game was, and I had to explain it to him. And I was also there with Manny too, and I was cracking up because I was telling him like, yeah, like it's so much better with mods, because you can literally, like I read an article, and I didn't know this. I thought it was only, like you said, like 18 people. You could literally play up to like 48 people.
Yeah,
and
it's like expanded so much. Now there's like a boombox mod, and there's like a Family Guy TV mod.
Exactly. And I'm just sitting here cracking up like, yo, like this is like,
it makes a possibility. You can make thousands of videos on this, because there's so
Yeah.
much content to pull out of it. Same thing with like GTA or like zombies. Like we literally have like a folder on our channel with like 40 plus videos of us playing zombie maps.
Exactly. So that's just kind of where I feel like there's so much different stuff that is out there. And I know as much as everybody would love for us to play them, I know a lot of people would like to see kind of like a different feel for it. So
Yeah.
definitely will have fun doing that.
Yeah. And then more of those, and trying one of those actual difficult like Easter egg maps could be fun too. The ones that takes dumb long.
So this is the thing. I've had that in mind. My thing is, I don't know how, like, we would probably have to do it in parts, just because, like, finish the map, of course,
because some of them are just so lengthy. Like,
but some of them literally will take the course of how we used to play maps back in the day as kids, and
like
literally
nights.
be there for like 4 hours and literally have to take like bathroom breaks in the middle of it. So I've always had a thought of doing that. I just know as far as for a video, like it would just have to be split up in parts. Of course, there's people out there who are obviously bigger than us that put out the whole length of the video. Of the
no
Easter
cuts,
egg.
no nothing.
No
and people
cuts, but
watch
of
it.
course they're bigger than us. They're
Yeah.
five. Where people like watching that stuff all the way through. For us at the moment, it'll probably be better if we just decide to just cut them up for y'all. So yeah, definitely do that.
Yeah, and then also, I said at the beginning of this year when we started, last time we did this episode, where I was like, I'm going to post shorts all of 2023 consistently, and look at the results that we got.
Yeah.
I need to build on that and continue to do that, and also do it with TikTok, because TikTok uploading stuff was such a pain in the ass, and it just wasn't getting the return that I was hoping for. So I got kind of discouraged, and I was like, I don't feel like putting so much time into this if it's not coming out. But I need to stick with it and do the same thing, because there are some days that the shorts don't do well either, and it's just one time that something hits off. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that's another big thing. But yeah, I'm very appreciative of all the love we got this year for sure, and hope to continue doing it what we do. And hopefully, if all goes well, if all goes to plan, a lot more bigger things will come out of this, and we'll be able to upgrade a lot of what we're doing. But face cam is a big thing that I feel like we neglected this year that we shouldn't have. That just adds another element. So that and reaction videos, which is another part of having our faces out there, it just gives you something different to edit other than gaming stuff.
Yeah.
So that's great. Personal stuff for the new year. Is there something that you have a New Year's resolution, or is it something that you want to leave behind in 2023?
It's kind of like both, because for me, what I want to kind of leave behind is I felt like I was always a little lazy with stuff, like kind of always put things off to the other day or whatever, but kind of want to leave that behind. Staying a little bit more busy, I would say, is just something that I want to do. Definitely this year, I'm going to be so much more closer to God. Definitely going to be in touch with him more this year. So I'm excited for that. I've been doing it already kind of now, but I know there's way more possibilities. So I definitely want to do that. And yeah, I mean, work on just working on ETC in general a little bit more. Doing that. A little bit more personal. I mean, there's been so many things I felt like I said on this podcast that I haven't did. So I don't want to keep saying it. It's just hard when you have so much other stuff, and those other little things is like, of course I would want to do it. It's just, I feel like there's a lot of bigger stuff that end up coming in first to that. And then I end up just kind of leaving that to the side. So I don't want to say it, but there's just
stuff in mind, just stuff that you're willing to share. That's all.
Exactly. Doesn't
have to be nothing crazy.
So what about you?
For me, I feel like it's more so just building on what I did this previous year, like just doing more of it, which is like getting more out of my comfort zone with stuff, and stop being like, oh, I want to do this, but not taking that first step to do it. That's like one thing that I want to get rid of, as well as attaching, I guess this is like a weird way to put it, but not like obviously making excuses, but I feel like that's always going to be a thing, but making excuses and attaching them to other people. Being like, oh, like I would have did this, but this person didn't that. Like, stop relying on people, or like using people as a crutch in that way for certain things. It's like just realizing that 99.9% of it falls on me. So just taking ownership for a lot more stuff, and just like stop with the bullshit. If I want to do something, just go do it. Like this trip that I did, it was just like, all right, like it's scary, but I still went. And then there's a lot more stuff in the coming year that I want to do similarly, where it's just like, all right, let me just go ahead and do that, instead of acting like, oh, like, well, I have this person, I can't do it because of them, or I have this thing going on with work. It's like, yo, just stop lying to yourself and go. Yeah. But goal wise, just more ETC shit. Just keep doubling down on that. There's other stuff, obviously, that, like you said, it's just like I just want to keep it quiet until it happens, because just how the world works, and just want to hold myself accountable. But yeah, just keep doubling down on ETC, more travel if I can, God willing, and yeah, more new experiences and shit. Just keep doing shit that makes me fucking happy, and not being like, not doing something that's like, oh, like I should be doing this, like, which is great, like, be on point with stuff and make sure your stuff is taken care of, but if it feels like torture, then like, why the fuck am I doing it in the first place a lot of the time? So it's like, just keep doing more shit that makes me happy, and figuring out how to keep doing that as much as possible, and still make a living and do that shit.
I feel that, and as always, another thing is just, I guess like two little things. One, I want to be able to also just build more relationships with people. like you said, I guess that goes into obviously like the comfort zone thing. You know, a lot of the times we can sit here and, you know, be okay with like just talking to the same people or just knowing the same people, but it all comes down to like I feel like in what we want in this life, you know, and if we know that other people are in the same field or trying to do the same thing, want the same thing, like what's the harm in trying to reach out to those people or just connecting with people, you know, and
Yeah,
just because I feel like a community is like the best thing you can have, you know, like it's not what you know, it's who you know. So I just think
exactly.
I think that's always a really big thing. And with that, the other thing was just being consistent, you know, just trying to make sure you're constantly on it, you know.
That's the
So
biggest thing.
as long as you do that, and it's like you said, as long as what you're doing is making you happy, for everybody out there, same thing to y'all. As long as it's making you happy and you love doing it, just you'll never
Who the
get
fuck cares?
discouraged. Yeah, you'll never get discouraged, and you'll just always love waking up doing that thing and just trying to go and do more of it. So keep that
Exactly.
in mind this new year.
Nothing will change unless you change something, kids.
Yep.
Remember that. And we're running out of time and our cameras keep dying, so we're gonna hop up out of here. We wish you all a very safe New Year's. If hopefully everything already went well for your New Year's Eve.
Let's
Nice.
go.
We appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are safe. Enjoy your new year. Push through to this new year, and hopefully we'll see you again in 2025 after that and beyond. And keep pushing. We love you guys. We're gonna be here as long as you're here. We love you guys. We'll see you next year, next week, next day, next Thursday. Bye.